They told me I was cheating. Not to my face. I was in a group conversation and I heard someone say, I just think they should be able to deal with their weight issues without using drugs. They didn't know I was on tirzepatide and I didn't say anything, but I wanted to. I wanted to say that if tirzepatide was around when my mother was alive, it could have changed her life. Rather than living her entire life struggling with the disease of obesity, she could have avoided the gawking, the judgment, the shame. She could have moved her body freely. She would not have died weighing 370 pounds. My family's history makes this conversational personal. If you ever felt quietly judged for being on a GLP, or if you've quietly judged someone else, stay, listen, have an open mind. Let's talk about this question. Is this cheating? Cheating implies that there is a right way to do something and that there's a fair way. And if you use a tool, a medication, you're somehow bypassing the work and you're taking something you didn't earn. So let me ask you something. When someone has high blood pressure and they go to the doctor and the doctor gives them medication, do we call that cheating? Do we say, you should be able to lower your blood pressure through your willpower? You should just think your way out of this cardiovascular disease. No, we don't say that. We say, your body has a medical condition and there's a medication, you can take it and live longer. Well, obesity is a medical condition. It has a genetic component, a metabolic component, a hormonal component, and for many people, including me, it has a generational component. So why does obesity get moralized and high blood pressure doesn't? Why is medication for high blood pressure called a treatment and medication for obesity called a shortcut? I want you to sit with that question. My mom died at 370 pounds. Her father, my grandfather, struggled with weight and he died of heart disease. 6 of my 7 siblings are clinically obese or morbidly obese, and I was clinically obese. A lot of my siblings' children and grandchildren struggle with obesity. That's 5 generations. This is not a willpower story. This is a biology story. And here's what we know that I wish someone had known when my mother was alive. There are biological signals that regulate hunger, feeling full, and how your body processes food. For a lot of people, including people like my mother, those signals are broken. They're not weak, they're not lazy, they're broken at a biological level. She didn't need more willpower, she needed a different tool, and that tool didn't exist yet. It exists now, and I'm using it. And I refuse to apologize for that. So why do we do this? Why do we attach moral weight, pun intended, on how someone manages their body? I think it's because we've spent decades being told that weight is a character issue, that it reflects discipline or the lack of it, that thin equals trying and heavy equals giving up. And that story is wrong. The science has been telling us it's wrong for a long time, but cultural beliefs are slow to catch up to science. And in the meantime, real people like my mother, live inside the shame that our culture puts on them. They absorb it, they try harder, and sometimes they don't make it. I'm not interested in living inside that shame, and I'm not interested in performing and suffering to earn the right to get well. I found a tool that works for my body and I'm using it. So here's what I want you to take away from this. Tirzepatide is a medication that corrects hormonal signaling related to hunger and metabolism. Calling that cheating is the same as calling high blood pressure medication cheating. The logic doesn't hold. If you're on one of these medications and someone has made you feel like you took the easy way out, you didn't. You found a tool that your biology actually responds to. That's not cheating, that's medication. And if you've had thoughts about someone else's choice to use these medications, I gently invite you to examine where that judgment is coming from. Because I promise you, the person on the other end of your judgment has a story. Everyone does. I'm going to keep talking about this journey, my Tirzepatide diary. I'll talk about the medication, the food, the glucose monitor experiment, my feelings and fears, my labs, and what my doctor says, all of it. Because I think we need more honest voices in this conversation, not fewer. If this resonates with you, give this video a thumbs up, share it with someone you think it's going to help to hear it. Hit subscribe, hit the bell if you want to hit more, and drop a comment below. I want to know, have you ever felt judged for being on a GLP-1? Or I'm really asking, not trying to start a fight. Have you ever been the one doing the judging and then changed your mind? I read every comment. This series is a conversation, not a lecture. Getting clear about what obesity actually is, a disease, not a character flaw, gives us the courage to treat it without apology. I'm Nan. You're watching The Clear Guide.